Good afternoon. Today is the 10th of June and here we are at Barron's Classic Car Auctions at Marchwood near Southampton for their June sale preview. I do apologise in advance if I get things wrong, if I fall over, and if there are any interruptions by boat building and things like that in the background. I'm afraid it's just the way that it goes on this channel. So we'll pick our way in here. We'll have a look at lot number 102. Now, lot number 101 is the scooter here, which I don't know anything about. So what I'll do is I'll just go in here, hopefully nobody minds, and we'll take a look at this Sierra here. Look at this, 1983 Sierra XR4i, very early one. Not made for very long, the XR4i. This one needs some work. You can sort of see this is kind of a project, running and driving project is described as. Mileage is 152,000, but there's actually no reserve on this. I'm not going to touch anything, I'm not going to touch the door or anything, we'll just have a look inside. Look at this dashboard. The Sierra is possibly the car in early form like this that's the most different between the base model and the higher models of any I've ever seen. The front end is completely different. You get different door mirrors from the early base models. The dashboard's completely different. The side window treatment is completely different on this compared with the base 3-door. The rear spoiler is different. The rear lamps are actually different. The interior is completely, really different. Although, why have we got windy windows on XR4i, I don't know. But obviously, one we want's a gear, isn't it? That's what we want is a gear with a V6 engine. But, you know, we can't be picky, yo. It's very interesting, though. Outside for lot number 103, which is a 1982 Land Rover Series 3. I hope this is for 2.25 petrol, viewers, because there's certain things we don't talk about on this channel. Estimate is £4,500 to £6,000, so these are still sensible second-hand classics money, these cars. Mileage is, doesn't even say. Right, a good example apparently, fuel tank, November 2019, and new gearbox. Gearboxes of these are interesting. Problem is, it says something incorrect. It says fitted with lap belts in November 2025, which is in the future. So this is a Land Rover from the future apparently. See if we can get in. We might not be able to. No, it's locked. Interesting how like the top section of the doors is a different colour from the bottom section. Bodywork, of course, is Burma Bright in this, so it won't be rusting or anything. Well, the chassis is okay, which, I don't know, I've not looked underneath. We haven't got time to do that sort of thing, viewers, but there we go. Yeah, 1982. Typical sort of colour, isn't it, for these? Right, next car. Lot number 104 is a 1964 Triumph Herald 1200. I think we've seen this before, actually, viewers. Estimate is £4,500 to £5,500. It's very similar estimate to the Land Rover Series 3. I don't know which you'd rather have. I don't know myself actually, because these don't have servo brakes. I'm not sure they've got disc brakes or RAM, to be honest, these Heralds. So they are a bit tricky to drive. This one looks okay. It's not concourse by any means. Hello to Betty. But it's quite good actually. There's not acres of rust on here, and of course you want to check. You can just take the body panels off. It's not that difficult on these. And the bonnet raises up just with these two levers, and the whole front of the car comes up. Yeah, very, very popular back in the day with driving schools. I think my mother passed a test in the Herald, as far as I remember, back in the 60s. But yeah, looks nice. Lot number 105, a 1990 TVR S3. I'm not sure if these wheels are like an optional upgrade or something. I don't remember them being on these like this, but I might be wrong. Maybe I'm thinking of the S2s, which are a bit different. So estimate is £67,000. The old Ford Capri or Granada Mark 1 door handles, of course. 4 little bits in there, which is no problem with that really. So I'll look at the information we've got here. The engine has had a Cosworth Bob V6 fitted, which is decated. You don't need a catalytic converter on one of these cars for an MOT because it's the 1990s. You don't need that. That's very nice. Let's have a look at the rear lights. So these are off like an Escort or something like that, I think, these ones. Yeah, like a Mark IV Escort, I think these are off. I do like it though. I like this quite a lot, viewers. Again, it's not concourse, it's not bad though. See a little bit of fiberglass kind of crazing a little bit, but it's not too bad. I think those are Audi 100 interior door handles as well. Brilliant. What a fabulous looking car. Oh, viewers, this is nice. Lot number 107 and 1980 Cavalier 2-litre GL Mark 1. Quite a late one. They were replaced for next year in 1981. So this is a 2-litre engine. The GLS was a little bit better equipped than this. Obviously, even in this GL model, we don't have head restraints or anything in here. It's very, very nice though. I like this very much. I'd like to drive a Mark 1 Cavalier at some point. Delicious colours as well. Very 70s. Obviously, it's a 1980 car, but designed in mid. I think this came out in 1975. Estimate on this is £5,500–6,500. It's similar to the Herald and also the Series 3 Land Rover. But I know exactly what I'd be choosing. I'd be having this if it was my choice. Paintwork's good and it's not too bad. It's probably been resprayed at some point. There's a tiny bit of rust around some of the trims down there, but nothing really. Yeah, it's really nice, isn't it? Enormously long gear lever, a bit like the old Vauxhall Victor FDs and FEs. Yeah. Now that is a nice car. Are we going to be able to beat that with some of the other lots that are in here? Quite possibly, yes. And here we are. A 1985 Bentley Mulsanne Turbo. This Mulsanne Turbo is only estimated at £4,500 to £5,500. This is sensible second-hand classics money, right here. Yeah, we've got the later headlamps. These have been changed. They should just have twin headlamps that are rectangular. This is the quad headlamps, which came in actually in 1989. So that's been changed, which is normal for these. See if it's open. Unfortunately not. It's a bit of a shame. Very nice sort of green interior, very, very green, very 80s. The wood, well, it's going to need attention, isn't it? It's all sort of flaking off, the lacquer on top of it. But it looks all right though. We're going to need a rear lamp there, but because it's a Bentley, that might cost about £1 million just one lamp there. But you know, there we go. Standard wheelbase Mulsanne Turbo. Interior is in fairly good condition. It says lacquer peel, half leather, half cloth interior, which is weird. Few areas of need light attention, and a headlamp that will need replacing. It's not a headlamp, is it? It's a tail lamp. There we go. It's amazing what sort of that kind of money actually buys you. I apologize for the background noise, viewers. We've got Jaguar running in the background here. So 1999 Bentley Arnage, which is only estimated £6,000 to £7,500, and oh yes, please, we have a beige leather interior with wood. No piping, sadly. I do like a nice beige leather interior. You've got a sunroof. I mean, this is it, isn't it? I don't know about this blue trim on the steering wheel. Not massively keen on that, but rest of it, very nice. Again, not particularly expensive. So have a look to see if we've got any information about this, see what the mileage is and things. 112,000, MOT till October, good condition in all areas. Bit of rust on the offside driver's wheel arch, that's fine. Bit of lacquer peel and broken driver's window switch. Well, never mind, they got it down anyway, didn't they? Yes. £6,000 to £7,500. That's it. Insane. Quite a lot more than the Bentley is this 1960 Ford Zephyr. Now this particular one, be a Mark II, very rare to see a convertible. I've seen very few of these. Estimate is £16,500 to £18,000. It is quite nice. It's not perfect or anything. I can see that this is an older restoration by looking at the paint, which you can't really see. It's a lot more sort of turquoise on in real life. On camera it looks blue. It's not. It's a turquoise colour. That's extraordinary. It's very, very sort of late 50s, isn't it? It's the colour scheme and the two-tone paintwork and things. It's actually very nice. It's not my kind of thing, but I certainly appreciate that. Skip on to this 1978 Mercedes 350 SL automatic. Actually, the manuals were quite rare on these R107 cars. Estimate is £7,000 to £8,000. It's a bit like that Bentley over there. Interior, could do with fixing this driver's seat. It's not too bad actually apart from that. The paint doesn't initially look too bad, but it has got quite a few sort of rust areas on it. It's not the worst I've seen. I mean, you could absolutely take this to shows and things, it wouldn't be too bad. But if you wanted like a top quality kind of price for one of these, you're going to have to sort of put it through a full restoration probably. But they're worth it these days because it's quite expensive cars, which will look quite all of a sudden now. So there we go. On to the next one. So next one is a 1965 Sunbeam Tiger Mark 1 with the Ford V8. When Chrysler started taking over routes in the 60s, one thing they did do when they increased their stake in 1967 was to kill off the Sunbeam Tiger because, of course, it uses a Ford engine. This one's probably been prepared for some racing. It's a 5-litre V8 in this one. I bet this is very, very fast, viewers. Very, very fast indeed. Don't know a lot about these. It's not concours or anything. It's a bit like the Zephyr. The paint is sort of peeling a little bit in places, which you can just sort of see there. But still very, very nice. Right, viewers, as I sometimes say, this is true of today, not all the cars in here are for sale, and not all the cars in the sale are here. So lot number 114 is not here. Lot number 115 is, though. We've seen this before. It's a 1953 Daimler Empress. It is very, very nice in here. Estimate on this is £28,000 to £35,000. Just very careful opening this door. It's beautiful. This dates from an era where Daimler was owned by the BSA group and the chairman was Lord Docker along with his lady wife, Lady Docker. Lady Docker was one of the most eccentric people I've ever come across, and the sort of concept cars that they used to make every year for motor shows were extraordinary. This is a bit more conventional, but nevertheless, look at this. We've got little cabinets in the back. We've got these individual chairs in here. We've got little bits in the side for little lights and things. I wouldn't be surprised if there's like a drinks cabinet in here or something like that. That's what these are for. We've got these tables there that come out so you can, I don't know, have your picnic on there. There we go. Your champagne picnic. There we go. All this wood, like one contiguous slab of wood for most of the dash. It's just a level of engineering with this car. I mean, it's very, very old, this one. Very old. Over 70 years old, in fact, this car. But it's just delightful. I mean, I can't find any use for this whatsoever in my collection of cars, but I like it nevertheless. Out here, lot number 116, a 1990 Cadillac Fleetwood. Again, I can't find a reason to have one of these, but I kind of like it. It just reminds me of those like 90s American films that you used to see like bosses being driven around in black ones of these. Absolutely extraordinary. Very weird styling at the front as well. Not at all like, I'd say, handsome or anything. We've got these details like the front bumper and also the sort of hidden wheel arch here. Yeah. Cadillac went through this strange period of styling in the 70s and 80s and early 90s, and I think this sort of reflects that as well. More Bentley action. More cheap Bentley action. Potential problems? I don't know, viewers. This is a 2004 Bentley Continental GT. £7,000 to £10,000 is the estimate on this. So look at the mileage of this. If it's actually noted down here, is 130,000. So there you go. Similar underneath to the Volkswagen Phaeton, I think these were. It's very nice. It's got absolutely everything you could possibly imagine for 2004. And look at that centre screen there. What if that's been changed out for like a different thing? Oh yes, it has been. It's had new batteries and a new fascia panel with a large screen. Okay, so that's been switched out. It says the interior is good and screams quite luxury, just as a Bentley should. I hope it doesn't scream kind of with warning bongs. That'll be even worse. So next, a Series 1 Jaguar E-Type Coupé from 1966. The time was when these were, I don't know, all about six figures. This actually is only estimated at 50 to 60,000. So E-Type prices have actually softened quite a lot in recent years. This is a Coupé model. It's not the 2+2. 2+2 has a much longer door than this. Yeah. This page will load. I might be able to tell you the mileage. Yeah, 4.2 all synchro gearbox, which is not what they necessarily standard. This car was off a DVLA radar to 2009. Has had 3 owners since. Okay, it's not a matching numbers car, never mind. It's still got its original Jaguar heritage certificate. Yeah, if even the listing actually here talks about the fact that the car used to be worth 80 to 90,000, and now they're a lot less than that. It thinks they might go up. I don't know. Who knows? Buying classic cars as an investment is very risky. But having driven one of these, I drove a 66 2+2 in 2020. I quite like them. Now, viewers, we have a choice of two. We've got lot number 119, which is a 1997 XK8. This is the older car. It's no reserve on this. I'd estimate this car to be worth just under £4,000 possibly. The interior could do with sort of cleaning up a bit. I don't know what happened to the leather. Leather's not the best in here, but then again, it's no reserve, so does it really matter? I drove one of these. It was a Coupé, also from 97 on a P last year. It was very nice. This one's even better because it has the full beige leather interior with wood. It looks okay. It's not the best example I've ever seen, but they're not charging the best sort of money for it. The person who's owned this car has had it for 23 years, which is crazy. So it's had new timing chains. The paint was actually, to be honest, pretty good. It's just the interior that probably would let the car down slightly, I'd say. Another Land Rover here. This is a Series 1 from 1951, so quite an early one. Estimate 14 to 16,000. Very basic things, these. I'm actually surprised it's not really worth more than this, but I suppose there's quite a few around, aren't there, to last. There's not really much of an interior in here at all, is there? That's all you get. That's literally it. Just a few levers. Not the easiest things in the world to drive, but then they never were. It wasn't really their purpose for me like that. No luxury, but lots and lots of practicality. Right, viewers, lot number 121, a McLaren 650S from 2014. This is not typically what I film in here, but obviously we appreciate some of it anyway, because it's very, very fast. Estimate £75,000, is that good? I don't know, I don't really know about McLarens, to be honest. Look at where the seat integrated, seat buckle and everything in there. Yeah, I mean, at some point in my life I'd like to try a McLaren, just see what they're like. I don't really know much about them. It's a very, very sort of extrovert colour. I mean, I'm not the sort of person who would have a car in this colour. But I can see why you would, as you sort of fund around on track days. Now, viewers, why none of you bought this MG Metro? It was here last month. It's still here. I think the aspect of this is perfectly reasonable. Why have none of you bought it? I don't know. It's not perfect or anything. Like this front valance down here could probably do with some attention and things. It's not too bad. Most of these would have had alloy wheels. This is actually sort of rare. It's still got wheel trims on it. But yeah, late MG Metro, 1989. Last year's piece was 1990. Very 80s looking colour. It's pretty nice, really. Also down this end is lot 123. It's a 1959 MGA. Paint on this is a little bit tired, I think, really. Can't see any sort of major rust. It's just that this could do with a respray if that was how you felt inclined. 11 to 13,000 pounds. This particular car. It's the old 1.5, not the 1.6. Someone's fitted some external door handles. Probably not a bad idea because they didn't come with them as standard originally. Yeah, it's not much to say really. It looks sort of honest really, although you can see even on video that boot looks a different colour from the rest of the car, which is sort of typical. So you could sort of drive this around as it is, it looks okay, or you could put it in for a respray. So next one, we've got this 1935 Morris 8, estimate £4,000 to £5,500. So sensible second-hand classics money on this really rather old Morris. Let's take a look inside. Now, pre-war cars aren't really my thing, viewers. I don't really know anything about them, and I gather they're quite tricky to drive, so I won't be sort of telling you much about them. But we've got a close plate for the choke. Of course we have, because that's the way it goes on really old cars. I mean, I kind of like it. It's not really my thing. It's sort of in what we call oily rag condition, this car, but it's very interesting. Wow. Look at this 1982 Porsche 928S manual. This is going to need an awful lot of work. Barn find, 5-speed manual, which is quite rare. Just start with a jump pack, moss green with mint green interior. It's going to need a lot of work. Wheels I think are correct for the period as far as I know. Let's see if we can get inside. We might not be able to. No, we can't sample the mint green interior. We do have the pop-up headlamps though, which is interesting. I mean, you've got to be a bit brave to have a go at something like this, but that might be worth it, I don't know. Right, a 1991 Saab 900i convertible, £4,500 to £4,500 to £6,500. A lot of these cars are estimated at the same amount of money, and I wonder why. We'll see what happens, I suppose, later on. So, very nice. We like Saab 900s on this channel view. If this was an automatic, I don't know if it makes it more desirable, less desirable. Obviously, these days, anything automatic is becoming more expensive. Quite a late one, finished about 1993. This is a 91. It's not the turbo or anything, but it has to have a 16-valve engine, so I suppose that counts for something. I've only ever driven one OG 900 like this. It was a 1983 900 GL Saloon with a 4-speed manual gearbox, which wasn't the most exciting car I've ever driven. So I would quite like to try another one, which is a bit more modern, like this one. Another car estimated at £4,500 to £5,500 this time is a Triumph Herald 1200 Estate from 1965. I prefer this personally to the Saloon. Very similar in many other ways. Let's see if the door's open. Oops, be careful, there we go. Yeah, nice red interior, nice and bright. Paintwork looks very similar in condition to the other one. It's a little bit sort of tired into places you can see if autofocus works properly. But yeah, I quite like it. Again, I don't think it's quite my sort of thing, but there we go. Right then, there's something rather brightly coloured. This 1972 Volkswagen T2 Camper van with, I think, some seats out of something else entirely. Not really my particular taste, this sort of thing, especially with that sort of thing in it, but you know, some people like them, don't they? Mileage is 62,500, it's resprayed in 2013. So yes, in this individual looking colour scheme. Just slab it open. It's kind of fun though, you know, be a bit slow and everything like that, but that's not too much of a problem, is it? It just takes sort of fabric in here as well, and these curtains. I mean, you either absolutely love something like that, or you don't. And I'm not sure which side of the fence I'm falling on, viewers, but maybe you can guess from the sound of my voice what my opinion is. Our old friend is here. The 1961 Jaguar Mark II 3.8 manual overdrive in Old English white, imported from South Africa. Yes, before you say it, I know, we used to watch the old ITC series, viewers, and if you drove one of these, one of the 60s old ITC series, you'd be going off a cliff. Just the way, but it was. Yeah, very nice. Relatively early, 161, 3.8. Gentleman was just looking at this earlier on today, and I hope he buys it, or somebody buys it, because it's been in here far too long. I think Mark II prices like the E-types are softening, so yeah, 14 to 18,000 to this one. So next we've got this 2007 Ford Mustang Shelby GT500 convertible. Estimate 23, 26,000. Not my kind of thing really, viewers. Don't really know much about this. I think this looks like it's been freshly imported because the plates are not on it. See if the information actually tells me anything about that. Yeah, personally imported 7 years ago directly from a Ford dealer in California. Rico registered, ready to drive, serviced and has an MOT till July 2025. 6-speed manual. I bet this is very, very quick, viewers. 450 horsepower apparently. Be quite loud. Now this is more like it, viewers. A 1969 Daimler Sovereign. They were based on Jaguar 420. I don't think they carried the 420 name. I think they were just called Daimler Sovereign. Dark green with a beige leather interior. I do like a nice beige leather interior, especially when I can actually get in the car. Oh no, denied. I don't believe this, viewers. What on earth am I going to do? I suppose the only way to find out would be to place a bid on it, and it's estimated at £4,500 to £5,500. Is that really only £4,500 to £5,500? If I didn't have the Audi V8 viewers, I think I know what I'd be doing. You have some beige leather interior goodness landing on my driveway. This is here last month. This 1976 Ford Mustang 2 gear V8 5 litre, estimate 16 to 18,000. Very rare in right-hand drive. Apparently this was a UK registered car originally. I've never seen a UK registered right-hand drive Mustang 2, so it must be incredibly uncommon. There we go. It looks actually to be in almost pristine condition as well. Mustang 2 back in the day didn't have the best reputation, but it's so 70s. I can't help to love something like this. I don't quite know why, but maybe I just have bad taste. But there we go. Something of an acquired taste. This is a 1997 BMW Z3. There is a normal Z3 in the auction as well, but this is a Ferrari 275 Tribute. I forget what the kit is. It doesn't actually say what the kit is. Estimate £13,000 to £15,000. I suppose, yeah. Might go for something like that. I wouldn't be able to tell you. I don't think this is my kind of thing. You probably fool a lot of people with that, but maybe someone like me, I just maybe not. I'm a bit fussy. Something else that's not actually a real one, although it is interesting, is this ABS Scorpio 5.7 V8 manual. Yes, it looks like a Lamborghini Countach, but it's not. It was, I think, registered in about 2002. The Countach, I think, was discontinued about 1990. How on earth do we get in here? Is there a way to get in? I'll have to fiddle with this for a second, viewers. Just be a second and we'll see if we can actually get inside here. Right, we're in. Doors, obviously, like a Lamborghini. Interesting, the interior does kind of look like the original, but it's not quite. There are sort of details in here that don't quite fit, but it smells really good. I wouldn't want to drive this because the visibility is so terrible on this, like the original Countach. Or Countach, I don't know how to say it. But yeah, made of fiberglass, obviously. You'd have to be quite an extrovert person to actually want to drive something like this, and I don't think I'm that sort of person. What's the estimate? £25,000 to £35,000. Well, at least it's much cheaper than a Countach. Something a bit more conventional here, viewers. A 1952 Austin A40 Sports Convertible. Estimate £12,000 to £15,000. Basically, this sort of younger brother to the Jensen Interceptor that was made at the time. This is also built by Jensen, but a much less powerful engine. A bit more dumpy looking than one of those as well, but I appreciate a bit. The A40s didn't necessarily look the most exciting car, but that is really quite nice. The respray on that is top notch. Excellent. Wow, a BMW 760 IL. My gosh, from 2005. I can't remember the model code for these now. Nick Whale BMW. I'll have to get myself through here. Right, hold on a second, dude. I'm stuck. That turned out to be quite perilous, dude. Anyway, I'm through. So, yeah, 760 IL, estimate £9,000 to £11,000. It's very, very nice. We've got a beige leather interior with wooden pipe. We've got V12 engine. We've got iDrive version 1. I mean, the number of things that could go wrong are quite considerable, but this one looks very, very well cared for. Even if the estimate for one of these might be on the sort of high side, maybe it's the best of the best, a creme de la creme. Yeah, odometer reading is 84,000 miles. Is that a decent purchase? Let me know in the comment section below. So there's the hardtop for the Mercedes, and next to it is this 1993 Mini Mayfair. So this will be, one of the sort of later Mayfairs. This will have the single point injection engine in it. It's very nice. It's that leather interior, viewers. Yes, it is. Mini prices have sort of softened quite recently. This one would have been worth a lot more actually a couple of years ago, but at sort of £5,000 to £7,000. Local plate as well. BK was an old Portsmouth plate actually back in the day. That looks very nice. I drove a Mayfair in 2020, I think it was. This is pretty standard, this one. The other one was modified a bit, but I like that. So, a 1988 Toyota Celica GT 2 litre. Now, I drove the crazy GT4 version of one of these quite recently because someone I know owns one. and actually they were good fun. They're not common this generation of Celica at all. The convertible even less so. That's a rare car. I quite like it though, viewers. I like these alloy wheels as well. I think they're original to the car. Seats are crazy, absolutely crazy. Just solved one problem though. The headroom in the Coupé model is a bit limited. This doesn't have that issue. Yeah, lots of fun and very 80s in this white colour. Next, a 1977 Rolls-Royce Silver Shadow. This is Shadow 2, you can tell by these bumpers and things. So £6,500 to £8,000. So we have a beige leather interior, that's quite nice. Is that 8-track storage or something down there? I don't know. Classic Silver Shadow, isn't it? The very spindly little steering wheel with the gear selector on the column like that. It looks actually pretty good, but there are bits of rust bubbling through, as you can kind of see on here, but it's not too bad. The mileage is 135,000. Yeah, so as bodywork appears structurally solid over paintwork, so side of age, I would benefit from some cosmetic attention. There we go. I think that's a much kinder way of putting it than I said, but yeah, still not very expensive, these Silver Shadows. Will they ever be expensive? I don't really know. Another Porsche, another barn find, a 1991 944 S2 Cabrio. You can see we've got flat tyres, the paint is not very good. Can we even get in here? Let's just see if we can get in. Try. There we go. Oh gosh, yes. Yeah, a brave person taking on something like this. That needs a very good clean of the leather doing. Door shut's fine though. Sort of has the feeling of a car that's been stood for quite a long time. Estimate £4,500 to £5,500. I imagine if this was done, it'd be worth considerably more. We don't have any mileage record on that, and yeah, the rust is not good. Never mind. I suppose somebody will like that, won't they? Lot number 143 in 2008. Jaguar XJ Executive Automatic. I think this is the X358 generation. Estimate is £7,500 to £9,000. It's very, very nice. It's not the only one of these that's in here. The other one we can't talk about, so we won't. Yes, so open the door inside. Get my words out properly. Open the door inside and get inside. Yes, please, viewers, a beige leather interior with wood. I do like a nice beige leather interior, and it smells nice, and only 60,000 miles as well. Ooh, viewers, this is tempting. It's very tempting. I like this sort of thing very much, viewers. A nice bit of luxury and a nice V6 engine. Yes, please. Yeah, well, there we go. It's one of the best cars I've seen so far here today. Lot number 144, a 1993 Bentley Turbo R. Estimate £6,500 to £8,000. So we've got the Mulsanne there. Here's the Turbo R, it's the later version. And we've got another beige leather interior with wooden piping. I do like a nice beige leather interior, viewers. This is not the sort of later version. There was another version that came in 95. I've just driven an RL, which is from that sort of era, so it's a little bit later than this, but they're very, very nice. That's all I can say. I don't think I can get in. I will try. Otherwise, we'll have to just leave that smell inside the car. No, we can't get in, so we shall have to leave that for someone else to buy. Just why I don't have any money at the moment to buy something like that, because, again, that'll be coming home with me. Lot number 146, a 2003 Mercedes SLK 200 compressor automatic, no reserve. Drove one of these end of last year, belongs to Stephen from the Stephen's Four Wheels channel, also a 200 compressor I think it was. Yeah, this is a later one, from sort of almost into production, version 2004 for this generation. Looks they're not rusty, and this one looks pretty good actually. It was looking in all the usual spots. Nope, nothing. Brilliant. Don't know why there's no reserve on it. This deserves to do well. Let's check the mileage on here very quickly. Oh, I quite enjoyed my time with the Stevens one last year. 58,000. Brilliant. When I said choice of two earlier on, viewers, I wasn't joking. Time with this one. 2001 XK8 convertible. It's a facelift car. with the I think 4.2 engine this one has. You can see the seats are completely different in this car for some reason. The interior is a little bit different. It's not that different, it's a little bit different. I prefer this one personally. Estimate on this is £4,500 to £5,500. So there we go. Well, that's not much more to say. That one's got parking sensors and this one hasn't. But apart from that, they're a slightly different colour. I prefer that one. So here we have this lovely, lovely Saab. Lot number 150. Saab 900S convertible. 16 valve from 1993, £4,500, £5,500. I prefer this one to the red one. Not only is it an S model, but it's a nicer colour. It's got the Aero style wheels on it as well. So I very much like that view. That's rather nice. Very late one, 1993 was the last year for the original generation 900. Yeah, very agreeable, and some headlight wiper action too. Just been mopping up here, viewers. I couldn't find this colour earlier on, but I have found it now. This 2010 Audi TT RS. Now these are very, very quick. This has the 2.5 engine in it. I have driven a 2-litre version, which is still really quick, which is from I think 2013. One of my friends has one, but this is even more sort of bonkers. I'll just very quickly find the estimate on this for you. Goodness me, modern classic and everything. £11,500 to £13,000. I didn't realise we were in such an exalted company. Mine is actually 115,000. These are clearly going up in the world. Lot number 148, a 2000 BMW Z3 Roadster, £5,000 to £6,000. Very nice. Let's see if it's actually listed the engine in here, if it's a 4-cylinder or 6-cylinder model. It is a 2.8 straight 6, excellent. So you can pick these cars up for not a lot of money actually. If it's a 1.8 or 1.9, they're really not that valuable. Whereas this is a 2.8, it's much more valuable. And very nice. I drove one of these. It's a 3-litre a couple of years ago. It was owned by James Martin from JM Cars channel, and it was pretty good. This looks exceptional actually. So I think that's probably definitely worth it. Yeah, the year 2000, that particular car. So 2 more to go. There's an XK8 in there for Coupé that's been sold, so we're not going to look at that. 2001 BMW E46 330i Touring. Estimate on this, amazingly, is £4,500 to £5,500. I drove one of these quite recently, actually. It was also in really nice condition, like this one. This one's actually got a beige leather interior as well. Is it open? Yes. Oh, yeah, it's got wood as well. Oh, yes, viewers, yes, please. These are very, very nice cars to drive. They're relatively common. At car shows you see tons of these around, but this is a special one because it's got a beige leather interior with wood, and it's an automatic. Very nice to drive. Upgrade wheels, I think, on this as well. It's pretty delightful, actually. That I think that's a facelift one. I could be wrong, but yeah, that's pretty agreeable. Right, this isn't actually going to get photographs up at the moment, but here we go. This is a Porsche Cayenne. It's a 3.2, which was a base model at the time. I have driven one of these. It was a V8 I tried actually, very early on, 2003. This is estimated at £4,500 to £5,500, which is exceptional value for something like this. Now, this is like the least powerful petrol. You don't want to talk about the diesel ones. We don't talk about them on the channel. But yeah, these are very nice cars inside and to drive. They're nice and firm and quick. There we go. Interior's very good actually. Very good. Someone's really looked after this car. Considering the fact they're not worth a lot of money, these Cayennes, yeah, that's pretty nice. I'd prefer the sort of biscuit interior and lighter paintwork of the one that I drove, but this is a far better proposition in terms of actually running cost, the 3.2 V6. So, that's it. Thank you ever so much indeed once again for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like this video and comment below, and we shall see you again soon for some more incorrect information.